Sorry, I was just kissing my girlfriend.
Okay, I was just kissing my girlfriend, so that's why I smell like booze. I mean, it'll go away in about 4 hours. I was kissing. I've never heard that one. That's a new one. I smell like booze because I was kissing somebody that was drinking.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Sorry. Google me.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Google me.
Crazy. Sorry about this.
It's all right. Well, he's not being overbearing. That's good.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your very own... What am I? I'm your personal board-certified criminal defense lawyer. And that just means that I view this through the lens of a criminal defense lawyer who's been through a lot of trials. I've got some expertise in this area. But my expertise doesn't mean anything without our content genius who's behind the camera, Michael Rivers. So we are here today to react to Hulk Hogan's son getting pulled over and then, having an overbearing parent get involved. And I haven't seen this, so it's going to be a cold reaction. But before we get to that, hey, I want to bring a little attention to our sponsor, Step 1. Do you run? Do you play golf? Do you go on the beach? I mean, when you walk, your legs sometimes chafe like, sandpaper. I mean, it's not pleasant. Guess what? They won't do that with Step 1. You got the Lycra panel. It avoids chafing. The material is derived from organic bamboo. It's made from it's a viscose material. So you order some, however many. I suggest you order anywhere between 5 and 10 pair or whatever. Just give them a try. And if you don't like them, guess what? If within 30 days, if you don't like them, you keep them, but you'll get your money back. But I don't think that's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to order again and again and again. You're going to replace every pair of underwear you got because they are high performance, no chafing, no sweating, and super comfortable. I'm wearing them right now. Or am I? Step 1, get some. All right, so today we're reacting to Hulk Hogan comes to son's rescue in a DUI arrest. Now, there's a couple things that are kind of interesting about this. Number one, he's a celebrity, and number two, he's a father. And whenever you interfere, and neither one has the ability or the power to interrupt an arrest. Now, what are the things that a lawyer looks for when you get a DUI? Well, we start with the scene. Why did they pull you over? And once they pulled you over, what did they experience? And once they experienced what they experienced, what did they do with you? And did you do the field sobriety tests? And how did those come out? All these different actions of the cops that you watch along the way. But when you get an overbearing parent, that's a different story. So let's just see what the Hulkster has to say.
Hello. Hey, sir. How much you had to drink tonight?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing at all?
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my insurance.
You almost ran me over. It was me that you almost ran over when you were driving right.
So let's just start right there. One of the things that, in order to pull somebody over, they have to have what? Reasonable and articulable suspicion that a crime was committed, then he committed it. And when the cop says you almost ran me over, that's a little bit of an issue.
Right by me, okay? When there's police lights lighting up the road over there.
I'm so sorry. It's just been a night where I was
He sounds just like the Hulk.
on our way home and we were leaving.
You mind stepping out for me?
Yeah.
Nice truck. Expensive truck.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
So where are you coming from tonight? Come on over here.
Beach. Headed home.
Leaving the beach, heading home?
Headed home.
Nothing to drink tonight?
No, sir.
There's two things that people do all the time in a DUI. One, they always say, I wasn't drinking, and they're usually fucking shit-faced. Or they say, I only had 2. It's always 2. Why is it always 2?
So it's just, you said they're passengers?
Yeah, just passengers.
I can smell it on you.
But I can smell it on your breath.
See?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just kissing my girlfriend.
Okay, I was just kissing my girlfriend, so that's why I smell like booze. I mean, it'll go away in about 4 hours. I was kissing. I've never heard that one. That's a new one. I smell like booze because I was kissing somebody that was drinking.
Apologize.
That's what you're gonna say? that you were kissing your girlfriend, so that's why you have alcohol coming off your breath.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
Okay.
I mean, my tongue was in her lungs, so maybe I got some, secondary alcohol ingestion from me, sucking on her tongue.
Well, would you mind if I checked your eyes and make sure you're safe to be driving, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My guess is that the girls in the truck are probably calling Daddy.
Hey, Sarge, can you kill your lights? Why don't you just put your feet together for me, heels and toes, touch like my hands at your sides. Do you wear glasses or contacts, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Have you hit your head really, really hard in the last 24 hours to where you caused through the body?
So now what he's going to look for is what they call a horizontal gaze nystagmus with a maximum deviation at 45 degrees. I swear to God, in every one of their police reports, they have one button that just prints that out because it's the exact same in every DUI report. So basically what that means, nystagmus is when you get a jerky movement in the eye. So when you go like this, you should have a smooth pursuit. That's what he's looking for. It's just that jerkiness in the eye.
Or something?
Not in the last 24 hours.
Okay. So, you see that red light on my pen?
Yes, sir.
I want you to just follow with your eyes only, don't move your head. I want you to keep your chin level for me, though.
Yes, sir.
Don't move your head, just your eyes. Just your eyes. You're moving your head, okay? I need you to keep your head still, put your nose facing me, and just move your eyes, okay?
Sure thing.
One of the things that cops also look for in terms of indicia of intoxication is the inability to follow directions. I'm not sure where this is. It's probably Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I got neck problems here. I'm sorry. I can't turn my head that far.
Just keep your chin level for me. You're looking up. Keep your chin level.
Okay, I'm sorry. You got neck problems. I was just trying to tell you I can't,
Yeah, I don't want you to move your head.
Okay,
You keep
well,
moving it.
So I get neck problems, so I can't move my head. I'm not supposed to move my head, but I still can't move my head because I got neck problems. And I'm still thinking about kissing my girlfriend and how that has really made me drunk.
Head.
I understand that, but I can't. If I look too far, that way I have to turn my head because my neck is a little.
Just your eyes again.
I can only look so far, Ben. Without my neck turning, I can only look so far.
I need you to follow my instructions,
Sure.
okay? Keep your chin level for me. Your chin is still on level. There we go.
Okay. Well, you're holding it above my head. I'm sorry.
I'm not holding it above your head.
Okay.
Okay, keep your feet together for me, heels and toes touching. There we go. Moving nice and slow.
Do you mind if I get out of the car for a second?
I don't want you out of the car.
Okay, sorry.
We're going to go up 2 times. Just your eyes.
Hey, Paul, this is you. I felt cold for you.
Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move around your face like this in a circle. I want you to follow with your eyes. I'm going to bring it towards the bridge of your nose. I'm not going to make contact with you. It's going to feel like your eyes want to cross, okay? Just go ahead and let them do what they do naturally, all right?
Sure.
Here we go.
Do you want me to follow
Yep,
the
follow
light?
the light. Yep, follow the light. One more time. Last thing I want you to do is look up in the sky for me. Close your eyes. I promise it's not a trick, okay? Look up this turn, right?
Okay.
So your feet are together for me, heels and toes touching.
Okay.
Heels and toes touching. There you go. Toss your head back. Look in the sky. And close your eyes.
Now, even if I haven't been drinking, this disorients you. And it really is not indicative of, number one, intoxication. And it's really not it's just balanced kind of thing. And it's not indicative of how you would have performed behind the wheel of a car. And that's one of the standards that you use actually when you try a case and you get the jury instruction. It has nothing to do with these tests. eForms.com is a really incredible way to avoid lawyers. You don't have to use a guy like me. You don't have to spend the money. I would charge through the nose to create some of these documents. For example, my grandma, she's in her basement, and we caught her doing all kinds of online purchases. She's on the dark web, she's doing this, she's doing that, and she brings her friends over, and very difficult to control her behavior, and she's kind of losing it a little bit. So what do? We do a power of attorney. So I take control of her affairs. And you can just do that power of attorney. You can do a business agreement. You can do a bill of sale, rental agreement, any kind of agreement that is legally enforceable you can use on eForms.com. So eForms.com, a very effective way to avoid using a lawyer and save yourself some money. So go to eForms.com.
Try to relax. All right, you can relax. All right, sir. Here's where I'm at. I am seeing some signs of impairment. I'm going to ask, are you willing to further participate in some field sobriety exercises?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Sure.
Why don't you just come over here? Just hang tight.
Drop the driver's info into the call.
Actually, we're gonna do it right over here.
So then you got the walk and turn test and the one leg stand test. That's probably what he's going to do. And then he goes to the PBT, the preliminary breath test.
Okay. That line that's a little bit better. Yeah.
That one?
It's because it's wet, so my tape's not going to stick here. So I'm going to make sure that. I think this one's okay. No. Probably these ones. We're going to go over here. All right. Just stand right here at the top of the line for me. I'm going to start just by asking you a few personal questions. Can you state your full name for me?
Nicholas Ambolea.
Okay. And what race do you identify with?
Is that a loaded question?
No, it's a
White?
question. Yeah,
White?
I have to ask. Okay.
I mean,
All
that's a, okay, white.
And what's your date of birth, sir?
July 27th, 1990.
Okay. Do you have any physical defects?
Aside from injuries, no.
Okay. Are you sick or injured right now?
Other than
So they obviously blacked that out because it's a medical history, and medical history is privileged information.
What do you do for work?
I'm sorry?
What do you do for work?
I am a music producer.
Music producer. Okay. All right. Are you diabetic?
No, sir. Blood sugar, but not diabetic.
Yeah. You take insulin?
No, sir.
Okay. You take any medications prescribed to you?
Now, he's not slurring his words. So he's pretty clear.
I asked you this already. Do you wear glasses or contacts? You said no.
No, sir.
What's your highest level of education?
GED.
GED. Okay. Have you consumed any alcohol beverages in the past 24 hours?
No, sir.
Have you used any illegal drugs or narcotics to include marijuana in the past 24 hours?
No, sir.
Okay. This may sound like a silly question.
Not like he would tell him anyway. Yeah, I just got done doing a shit ton of blow.
You know your left from your right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have to ask. Some people don't know. Which one's your left? Which one's your right? You got it. Okay. So this first exercise is called the walk and turn. And what I'm going to do is put you in a starting position. And once I put you in that starting position, I don't want you to move from the starting position, okay?
This is why I don't like DUIs. They're all the same. You don't have a story to tell. You know, yeah, I was drinking, yeah, I was driving, yeah, I was weaving, and I got pulled over, and then I did the test, and I was over the limit. I mean, they're all... A lot of guys just focus on DUIs, and God love them. And I don't mind them on occasion, but I like a good homicide. There's nothing like a good homicide between friends.
So starting position, you don't want to move from starting position.
Yep, once I put you in it, okay? But I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. I'm going to give you the instructions, ask you if you have any questions, and then we'll address those questions, okay? You see this line that's painted down in front of you?
Yes, sir.
You see anything that may prevent you from walking that line? Any potholes, rocks, or sticks in the way? Obstructing it?
No.
This officer is very thorough, and actually it's pretty good.
No? Okay. Do you feel like there's any reason why you can't walk down that line?
Aside from the rain, no, sir. I don't think it's raining that hard. No, sir.
No, it's not raining anymore.
It's
Okay.
still drizzly, but...
Okay, all right. So the starting position is going to be like this, okay? I want you to go ahead and place your left foot on the line.
Sure.
Yep. Take your right foot, place it directly in front of your left foot with the heel of your right foot touching the toes of your left. Hands at your side. And I need you to remain in that position until I finish the instructions, okay?
Now keep in mind, any deviation, you heard how fast he got some of these instructions. Any deviation from these instructions whatsoever, you don't touch heel to toe, you have your hands out for balance, more than 6 inches, but they don't tell you you have to keep them within 6 inches. If it's more than 6 inches, they consider that using your hands for balance, and that's a sign of impairment. You get these instructions really quick, you get the lights going. With or without alcohol, it's disconcerting, and you're nervous because it's cops.
When I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps on this line, touching heel to toe on each step with no space in between.
Is this step one, or do we
No,
start with the next one?
your step's going to be your back foot. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate it.
Yes, sir.
At the end of your 9th step, you're going to make a turn in which I'm going to show you, and you're going to take 9 more heel-to-toe steps back down the line. While you do this, you're going to keep your hands down at your sides, look down at your feet at all times, and count each step out loud so that I can hear you. Okay?
Count 1 through 9, looking at my feet.
It's going to look like this. I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to demonstrate it for you, okay? Watch me, okay? 1, 2, 3, and so on until you get to 9. On your 9th step, leave your front foot planted on the line. Take your back foot off, make a series of small steps, just like this, to turn yourself around while pivoting on that front foot. And once you completed the turn, I want you to return back down the line with 9 more heel-to-toe steps. The back foot's going to be your first step. I'm going to show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until you get to 9. Okay? Now, during the exercise, I want you to keep your hands at your sides, okay? Look down at your feet at all times, counting steps out loud. I stop so that I can show you the turn. I don't want you to stop.
Okay.
Once you start the exercise, don't stop walking.
Okay.
Don't stop walking until you've completed it. You understand the exercise?
Yes, sir.
All the instructions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions?
I mean, it's a lot, but yeah, sure. I can do it. 1 through 9 here, and turn around and come back 1 through 9.
Just like I explained?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any more questions?
That'll be it.
All right, so when you're ready, you can begin. Just like I explained.
See that he had just a little tiny bit of space in between one of the steps. That'll be an indication of intoxication, which is just bullshit. See how his hands are out more than 6 inches? That isn't. They're going to use that as signs of impairment, that he's maintaining his balance. You know, and that's, you're just walking normally.
All right, you can relax, sir. You want to face me? All right, so we'll step over here for a minute. This next exercise is called the one-leg stand. Okay, what I'm going to do is have you stand with your feet together for me. Heels and toes touch like mine. Heels and toes touching.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hands at your sides.
I got some
Heels and toes touching.
Yeah.
All right, hands at your sides.
Yeah, got some knee injuries here, so it depends which leg we're working with.
Okay.
See that? He's got some knee injuries. And if you're unstable on your feet because of knee injuries, guess what? You shouldn't be doing this test.
I'm going to give you the option to go with either leg.
Both are a little messed up, so we'll see.
Okay. Are you able to do this exercise?
I hope so. I mean,
Okay.
I used to ride dirt bikes, so my knees are a little
Okay.
not happy. But
All right. Let me go through the instructions, okay? And you can tell me if you can do it or not. All right? So this is hands at your side. This is the starting position. I need you to remain in that position until I finish the instructions. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I tell you to begin, you're going to raise a leg of your choice approximately 6 inches.
Now keep in mind, the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, the one you did with the pen earlier, that doesn't tell you how much alcohol anybody's had, or even if they've had alcohol. It just tells you that they have a nystagmus. The police are trained to look for that because alcohol can cause a nystagmus in people. People can have a naturally occurring nystagmus. Nystagmus can be caused by other things like an antihistamine or a head injury. That's only one clue, and then he looked like he did pretty well on the walk and turn test, I thought.
The ground.
I'm sorry, my feet were rubbing me. So I just give myself like a half an inch of space. They're together.
Okay.
I can't press them like that.
All right, but you're gonna raise it up approximately 6 inches off the ground, which is about the height of a soda can, just like this. Okay.
Yes,
Point that raised foot forward so the foot is parallel with the ground.
Which foot?
Okay, the raised foot. All right.
You're...
While keeping both of your legs, while keeping both of your legs straight, you can look down at your raised foot and count out loud: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop counting. During exercise, I want you to keep your hands at your sides. Don't use them for balance. I don't want you to sway. I don't want you to hop, and I don't want you to put your foot down. If you do happen to put your foot down, pick it back up. Continue counting where you left off. Don't start over. So, for example, if you drop your foot on 1005, once you regain your balance, pick it back up. 1006, 1007, 1008, and so on until I tell you to stop counting.
Okay.
Do you understand the instructions?
I think so.
Any questions?
No.
Which leg will you be using to raise up?
I'd prefer to balance on my... They're both messed up, so we'll just go with my right one.
Your right leg? Okay. Give me just a
I
second.
want to stand on my right leg.
Okay. Whichever one. Once you raise the leg up, though, I don't want you to switch legs, okay?
Okay.
All right.
No,
Hold on, give me a second.
hold on, wait, can I just rub...
No, I don't need you practicing any... There's no practices, okay? But
Okay, I don't rub my knees.
just...
They're both a little messed up.
Which one would you want to raise
I
up?
just want to feel which one hurts worse. That's all I'm trying to say.
Why would he even be doing this test? The officer shouldn't have him do this test because now you don't know if any instability is caused by his knee injuries or caused from alcohol. But guess what the cop's going to say? Well, I saw inclusive impairment.
Because I messed up both my knees. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll lift up the right one.
Your right leg? Okay. I will start my time when you pick up your leg and begin counting, okay? Whenever you're ready.
And my knee or straight?
Remember, leg straight, right? Okay, both our legs are going to be straight when you do this, okay? Whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1006, 1007, 1008.
See, look at he swayed a little bit, almost lost his balance, and if you look at his hands, again, they're out more than 6 inches.
1009,
Remember, hands at your sides.
1011, 1012, 1013, 1014,
Remember, hands at your sides.
1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 2019.
You can stop.
Keep my leg here.
Nope, you can stop. All right, next exercise is called the finger to nose. All right, what I'm going to do is have you stand with your feet together from your heels and toes touching. Bring your hands up like this and close them. Extend your pointer fingers, bring them down, and turn your palms forward. This is the starting position. I want you to remain in this position until I give you the further instructions, okay? You understand? All right, so when I tell you to, you're going to tilt your head back and close your eyes.
Okay.
You're going to hear me say left or right.
Okay.
When you hear me say left, you're going to bring your left hand up and touch the tip of that finger to the tip of your nose, and immediately put it back down to your side in one fluid motion. When you hear me say right, you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to bring your right hand up and touch the tip of your finger to the tip of your nose, and immediately put it back down to your side in one fluid motion.
You don't have to do all these. One of the things, your driver's license is not a right, it's a privilege. So you have this implied consent that you've given by having the driver's license to do the test at the station. So if you refuse all this stuff, then they don't have any real motor skill type behavior to indicate that you are under the influence of alcohol. But then they can arrest you and for noncompliance and then take you to the station to take the test. If you refuse the test at the station, especially if they have a warrant, because sometimes they have a warrant for your blood or whatever, but if you then it's a crime to refuse at the station. So you should never really refuse at the station.
Now, for the purpose of this exercise, these are the tips of your fingers, okay? These are the pads of your fingers, and these are the sides. All right. So I'm going to show you again. If this was an example of your nose, tip of the fingertip of the nose, not the pad, not the sides, the tip of your finger. Okay. I want you to touch the very tip of your nose, not the top, bottom, or the sides of your nose, but the very tip of your nose.
Just the one that's standing like this?
Okay, yep, you're going to stand just like that. But I'm going to tell you, remember, if I say left, boom. If I say right, boom, and right back down, okay?
Tip of the finger to the tip,
tip of the finger to the tip of your nose.
Okay.
Do you understand my instructions?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any more questions? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. So your hands are here, feet are together. Tilt your head back, look in the sky. Close those eyes for me. Keep those eyes closed. Left. Right. Left. Right. His eyes closed.
My eyes are closed.
Right.
I eat squinting closed.
Any deviation whatsoever, even if it's innocent, he'll ascribe to impairment.
All right, you can relax. I have one last exercise for you. You can relax for a minute. All right, this one's called modified Romberg balance. Sounds a lot harder than it is, okay? All right, so I want you to feet together for me, heels and toes touch like mine, hands at your sides, and I need you to remain in that position until I give you the instructions. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, so when I tell you to, you're going to tilt your head back, you're going to close your eyes.
Okay.
You're going to hear me say begin. When you hear me say begin, I want you to remain in that position until you feel that 30 seconds has passed in your head, not out loud.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to go through the instructions again, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, when I say begin, you're going to tilt your head back, okay?
Yes, sir.
You're going to close your eyes. You're going to hear me say begin. And when you hear me say begin, I want you to remain in that position until you feel that 30 seconds has passed in your head, not out loud.
So tilt my head back, close my eyes, and count to 30?
However you like to do that. You're going to estimate 30 seconds in your head, not out loud.
Okay.
Once you feel you've reached 30 seconds in your head, you're going to bring your head forward, open your eyes, and say stop. That's it. You understand the instructions?
Sure.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, remember, don't start your estimation until you hear me say begin, okay?
Okay.
All right, tilt your head back, close those eyes. Begin.
Department of Criminal Justice. I am a fucking prison worker. No, I am helping because I would never even notice I would fire all these people.
You remember my instructions?
I'm
I'm going to say stop.
Oh, stop.
All right?
I'm sorry, yes.
All right. Very good.
We
All
can
right.
do it together if you like.
No, you're good. We're going to come over here.
Sure.
Yeah. So he was 9 seconds over. And so maybe he smoked a little weed, maybe he's just a little slower, you know. So we'll see. Now he's going to probably do the PBT.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
In front of the vehicle here.
Yes, sir.
Place your hand on your back. Relax. All right. Explain everything to you. What I'm going to do is I put you in 2 handcuffs because you're kind of you got some big shoulders there, okay? Relax. I'll explain everything to you one step at a time, all right? All right, 117. They're not on too tight, are they?
I would have thought at this point he would have had him do the preliminary breath test. That's the thing you blow on the side of the road.
Okay. I'm going to lock them so they don't move on you. I'm just going to place you under arrest for DUI. Next part of my investigation is a breath test to determine its alcohol content. Are you willing to provide me a sample of your breath?
Sure.
Sure.
What's if I don't? What's?
All right, let me explain it to you.
Outcome if I don't?
Let me explain it to you. I'm now requesting that you submit to lawful test of your breath for the purposes of determining.
Because mind you, I might still have some alcohol in my breath from kissing my girlfriend. Honestly, in 26 years of practicing law, I've never heard that excuse.
Alcohol content when you take the test? Would you say yes, but now you're asking what happens if you don't? If you refuse to take the test I request of you, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year for the first refusal, or 18 months if your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you were previously fined under state statute 327.3521.
Now, keep in mind, every state is different. So the advice I gave you about not doing the PBT on the side of the road, that's legal here in Minnesota, but they can arrest you, and then you got to do the one at the station, and that is a crime. In other states, it's different. So whatever your state is, don't take my advice for your state. That only applies to Minnesota, just so we're clear. But the preliminary breath test is not that reliable and is not admissible generally at trial. But the one that you do at the station, the DMT, is.
5, which is the DUI, voting statute, for refusing to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood. Additionally, if you refuse to take the test I requested of you, and if your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you've been previously fined under state statute 327.35215 for a refusal to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood, you will be committing a misdemeanor in addition to any other penalties which can be imposed by law. Refusal to submit to the test I requested is admissible to evidence in any criminal proceeding. Yeah, you can go ahead and take a look at it now.
I can't hold it. I'm sorry.
I got you. Are you a CDL holder?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that, sir? You good?
I'm so slow reader. Still reading. Still reading, boss man.
I think Daddy's about to show up.
All right. Well, listen. I read it to you. Okay.
I'm still reading, man. I'm sorry. I'm still
listen,
reading, man.
I've read it to you. What it basically says is that if it's the first time you refuse, you'll lose your license for a year. If it's a second or subsequent refusal, so if you refuse in the past, it's going to be an 18-month suspension on your license, and it's an additional charge for it, okay? For refusing. So with that said, I'm going to ask a final time if you're willing to give me a sample of your breath.
May I speak to my legal counsel?
No, when it comes to implied consent, no, you don't get a legal counsel, okay?
There's no legal counsel.
No, not when it comes to
In Minnesota, you get 20 minutes to talk to a lawyer.
implied consent, no, sir.
Okay. Breathalyzer.
Hey.
Okay.
So in this situation, just take the fucking test. You know, it is what it is. So if you refuse, you're going to get a charge. If you don't, and if you take it, you're going to get a charge if you're over. So you're better off trying to find something wrong with the test and then having a refusal, which you probably don't really have any excuse for. Because he's already told you it's a crime to refuse.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
It's up to you.
I can't make a decision.
And if you can't make a decision, they're going to make a decision for you and say that you refused.
You can't make a decision.
No, sir. I can't make a decision.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you down to the instrument. I'm going to give you the opportunity down there to provide a sample since you're indecisive.
I'm indecisive. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Spread your stance for me. Nice and wide. Nice and wide.
So that's probably a good thing for him to do that, because the one at the station is more accurate. And also, if it's been a little bit since he's had anything to drink, it gives him a little bit more time. Sometimes you're on the way up in terms of alcohol concentration. Sometimes you're on the way down. And if he's on the way down, getting more time is beneficial. If you're on the way up, it's not. But he doesn't look terrible to me.
Hold on.
Earplugs. Lighter.
Earplugs?
Earplugs. Lighter.
In a second.
There's underwear.
I know, this is part of this procedures.
I understand.
All right. We're going to walk over here to my side, okay? got him for a minute? All right, sir.
See how long this stuff takes? And it seems longer when you're out in the scene. And it sucks. It just sucks. And guess what? It's a 100% avoidable. You know, if you're going to do this, don't do this. It's that simple. You know, if you know you're going to go out drinking, guess what? Take a fucking Uber or take a Lyft or take a whatever. You know, or have a sober driver. Somebody that isn't going to be drinking. But don't get behind the wheel if you've had something to drink. It's just that fucking easy.
Just have a seat inside here for me. Watch your head as you step in, okay?
He's impaired driving.
It's impaired.
He's currently in custody.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Daddy. Honestly, wearing a shirt with your own picture on it. Anyway.
For DUI.
Did he blow? Okay.
We're at that point right now where he's asking if he's willing to blow or not.
Cool. Let me find my way real quick. See where we're at. This is crazy. Sorry about this.
It's all right.
Well, he's not being overbearing. That's good.
Basically, if he refuses, he's gonna lose his license. I think he has refused. I think that's where we are with it.
Give me a second.
So if he refuses, he's gonna have the opportunity to go to a driver's license hearing, or he can get a hardship driver's license. If this is his first DUI, then there's methods they can use to reduce the charges. I mean, there's different things that they can do. With your attorney, you should be able to figure all that out.
Yeah, he says his first DUI.
Yeah, he should be.
What was he doing? Was he speeding or what was his deal?
Move over.
Excuse me?
Move over.
What does move over mean?
He said move over. So when you're driving down the road and, you know, let's say you're on the highway and you see the cops are stopped on the side of the road, you have to get over. You have to move over for a scene. And if you don't, you're fucked. I mean, I shouldn't say that. If you don't get over, it's a crime. It's a traffic violation. And that's what he's saying. You know, he was stopped on the side of the road and he didn't move over. He almost hit him. I mean, it's dangerous being out there as a cop.
Officers are working on the side of the road. He changed lanes. He went by us at 50.
You know, one day I would just like to see Hulk Hogan in, you know, nice cardigan. Wouldn't you like, instead of this, his own picture on the front of his... But I look at him and I just think, put a cardigan on. I mean, a nice polo or something. It's just, I think... anyway, he's just advertising his face, I guess.
So they're taking him to 49th Street?
We're going to take him to the main station. We're going to give him the opportunity to... I think he's refused, so we're going to give him the opportunity to still provide a breath sample regardless. And then if he still refuses...
So Dad's being pretty reasonable and just trying to help his son out and not being overbearing. That is totally cool. So the Hulkster right here is being, you know, a decent citizen.
Then he'll just get a DUI citation and then he's going to go to the county jail after that. He's got to spend 8 hours from the time of the arrest.
Where's the main station you're going to?
645 Pierce Street.
Is that downtown?
Yes, sir.
One of the things I've seen people show up to scenes like this, and all of a sudden they're drunk too. So then there's 2 DUIs. I had one client get pulled over for DUI, and he's about to get pulled over, and his girlfriend's in the seat next to him. So he says, "Hey, let's switch." So they switch. Guess what they have now? 2 DUIs, because she was drunk too. And so they tell him to get in the squad while they do field sobriety with her. So he's in the back of the squad. But they didn't know that he was an auto body guy. So, you know, you get in the back of the squad car, there's no handles. You can't get out unless you know how these things are made. So he peels back the panel covering, you know, the mechanics of the door, and he's able to push the button and get out, and he flees. And guess what? He didn't lose his license because he fled on foot, which is a misdemeanor, And so he avoided a DUI completely. But he left his girlfriend in a fucking lurch, and she wound up getting the DUI. They're no longer together, I might add.
Is that across from the empty park over there?
Yes, sir.
What's going on with those two idiots?
They're just yelling and screaming. She's very upset. What's the status?
He says he can't make up his mind right now. He wants to
Yeah,
get samples, so I'm going to take him down to the instrument and give him that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to do that regardless.
You have a driver's
On the road, and instead of chasing people, killing people, we're sitting here being a fat piece of shit.
And when you're in the car waiting for you call somebody a fat piece of shit and they're a cop, I can't think of a time where that's beneficial to you as somebody who's screaming in the car.
That's all the sobriety tests. Give me sobriety tests.
That's his wife?
that back passenger was trying to calm her down. It's just not working.
No, it's just standard procedure here with me. It's always some type of BS drama.
Let's see what he wants to do.
Okay, well, yeah, the officer said he's down at the downtown station across that empty park where we were going down and feeding all the homeless people down there. I think that's the one right down there. All right, so. Well, there's no reason for you to stay up there booking him, and then I'm going to bail him out. That should be it.
He's got to spend 8 hours.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, what was that, boss?
He's got to spend 8 hours in custody.
He's going to be there 8 hours?
He's got to spend 8 hours. By state law, he's got to spend 8 hours in custody.
Okay, well, he's going to spend 8 hours.
By law, he says they have to spend 8 hours in custody. It's probably to make sure that the alcohol is out of his system and he's sober when they release him.
All right, cool.
Okay, so when people are obstreperous and kind of obnoxious like this, a couple of things can happen. First of all, the cop, they got a truck. Are we going to tow the truck or are you guys going to take it? If you're going to take it, let's make sure you're okay to drive. The other thing is, if you're bitching at the cops, you could, and if you're too much, you could wind up getting arrested for disorderly conduct.
Whatever. I worked at, I'm sorry, I'm emotional. Yeah, I worked at men's prison. I think you guys make. And I can't blow that long.
Look, you gotta blow harder.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Sorry. Google me.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Google me. I'd prefer not to. I'm just not going to Google you. Don't want that in my search history.
I'm sorry. I'm sad. I was a commissary manager, and I sat with people who did BWIs, a boating while intoxicated, and I was like, I didn't know that was possible.
No, she didn't blow hard enough.
I can blow harder.
Okay.
Wait a second. I thought you're an ex-porn star. That's all the harder you can... You mean you got more in you? I'm definitely Googling you now.
I don't have a lot of lung capacity. I know how to do this. I'm not dumb.
Consistent.
I'm trying. I have little lungs. Me. It's funny, I know it. I'm telling you, you guys are being so I used to work in a prison. I hate everyone. Good! I'm not doing anything wrong.
Big deep breath and blow. You gotta blow harder and consistent. Keep going.
My lungs are this wide. I don't need that. What am I gonna do with that?
Why the fuck was he going to give her that thing? Here, you can have this as a souvenir.
My lungs are this wide. I don't need that. What am I gonna do with that? Sell it on my OnlyFans? Thanks.
Am I going to do that? Sell it on my OnlyFans? Oh, you can't make this shit up.
I'm not drunk. I'm emotional. I'm sad. Yeah, why are we getting them? Racing. On the bowling booth, racing all day. I'll do another one. I'm not drunk. I'm sad. I used to work at a prison. I was commissary
Stop
manager.
talking for 2 seconds so you can get your breath, because you're not giving a complete sample.
Because it's under the limit and you don't believe me.
No,
yes.
That's not why. If it was under
Okay.
the limit, it would say it was under the limit.
It's just saying she's talking too much.
Does it say she's talking too much? You know, here's the thing. Getting a first-time DUI is emotional. It sucks. It's an inconvenience. But it ain't the end of the world. You know, and they generally are pretty... Most jurisdictions are pretty light on first-timers. It's when you get multiple DUIs and when your blood alcohol is over double the limit that it really starts to become a problem. But it's so easy to avoid.
I can't breathe that deep.
All right. And blow.
I'm gonna like pass out. If I go to the hospital, you're gonna pay for me to go to the hospital? No. No. Check my eyes.
I can 125.
0.125. So 0.125 is, 1.5 times over the legal limit.
What is it?
0.125.
I don't know. Is that over the limit?
Double legal limit.
1.5 times over.
So he was sitting in the car. I couldn't tell, but if he was standing in front of me, I could tell if he was drunk or by just looking at him. Did he look like he was drunk when he signed?
Yeah, he didn't do.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do well in the field sobriety exercises.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know what the other officer saw. From what I saw, he didn't do well.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever do well. You never saw a guy that ever did well on a DUI. And guess what happens if you blow zeros and a lot of times say, oh, you must be under the influence of a controlled substance then. Let's go take your blood.
Oh, well.
If it's his first DUI, he should be okay.
Yeah, it is.
He's just going to have to go through a bunch of different...
Now let's look at the timing. This is November 18th, so just last fall, at 2:26 a.m. What do I always tell you guys? What do I tell you? Nothing good happens after midnight. And a lot of times you're 2 a.m., you're the only one on the road. And so you're easy to follow.
steps, and your attorney should be able to take them through those different steps.
Yeah, but he had already started telling me what you had just told me about the hardship license and
yes,
the DUI school and the whole thing.
All right, he's going to have to jump through a bunch of hoops, and hopefully maybe his attorney will be able to work through it with him.
Dude, the best thing I ever did was quit drinking. Every problem I've ever had in my life revolves around somebody drinking alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. Fortunately,
the Hulkster just made a prophetic and profound statement. The Hulkster just made a prophetic and a profound statement. He said, basically every drama in my life, every bad thing that's happened in my life is surrounded by alcohol. Now, alcohol can be, like a nice glass of wine with dinner, or you go to a kegger and get shit-faced with your buddies. People react to alcohol differently. Some people get pissed off. Some people are happy-go-lucky, and some people are destructive. It's when the alcohol starts controlling you that it's an issue. So you take alcohol and after midnight, never a good combination. But it's true. I mean, alcohol does cause a lot of problems. But if it weren't for alcohol, drugs, and bad decisions, I wouldn't have a job.
this is all we do all night long is take
I don't know how you do it.
junks off the road.
I don't know how you do it, especially with people that keep running their mouths, man. I lock them all up.
He's super calm, he's super respectful, and he's there for his son, but he's not excusing his son. So I have to give the Hulkster some props for his behavior on this particular evening. He's there, he's concerned about his son, but he's not disrespectful to the cops.
Gotta have patience of a saint.
I guess so. I don't know how you do it.
They push your button sometimes.
Jeez.
Just gotta know how far you can get away with it, that's all.
Yeah, well, you guys are more than flexible. I know a lot of people that wouldn't put any of that.
You know, and it just sucks. I mean, being in that position where he is at 2:30 in the morning, first of all, I wouldn't have gone to the scene. What are you doing at the scene? There's nothing you can really do. It is moral support, but I wouldn't be there at 2:30 a.m., especially if I've had a couple cocktails, because guess what? That's another DUI for the cops.
This day and age, we have no choice. We have to remain as professional as possible, and in doing so, you have to be flexible.
So that's our little reaction to Hulk Hogan's son getting pulled over for DUI. It's pretty garden variety, honestly. Pretty vanilla. Not a whole lot happened there. And that's how DUIs are. That's why I don't really care for them. But I think it's instructive to do these every so often, because let's just look at the scene. And all he got pulled over for was not moving over. So cops don't need much to pull you over to start with. And it's at 2:30 in the morning. You think this was like an 8 in the evening, 8, 9 o'clock, the same thing would likely happen? Probably not. I don't know, but it's just a lesson to you guys. And I think once in a while I need to do these, because you need to know that there's other options out there. If you're going to drink, be responsible. If you're going to drink, know it ahead of time, plan ahead, take an Uber or a Lyft to wherever you're going, or get a ride, another alternative other than getting behind the wheel if you're going to drive. Because if you all of a sudden, if you would have hit and killed that officer, guess what? He'd still be in jail right now. And that was in November. And he'd probably get a very long prison term because of it. All because he didn't think ahead of time. And it's 2:30 in the fucking morning. You know where I'm at 2:30 in the morning? Every night, without fail? In my bed. And that's where you should be, at 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, this is an old white guy just telling you where you should be, and, take it for what it's worth. And you take it for how much you paid for that advice. $0. Anyway, we'll see you next time here at Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and sign up for Patreon. And make sure you go to our sponsors. Our sponsors are really helping us out a lot. We really, really like them. Go to eForms and Step 1. You won't be disappointed.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is that my goal?